So I became an official live streaming host with Bigo about a year ago, almost a year. It was more like the end of July last year. And see here, for the first month, I was on a roll. I was doing PKs, public knockouts, and I was having a good time. And then I just didn't feel the connective tissue that I needed in order to keep going like I was. So I still didn't know how to sign up for events. I barely even knew what they were. All I knew was I was signed up to do PKs every day. And I still didn't quite have a grasp on how to make money on the app, and I still had not invested any money into the app, and so I kind of dropped off. I stopped communicating with my agent, and I stopped communicating. I got kicked out of my family. I was in what family was I in? It was a triangle and a circle. So I'm not signaling to anybody. I'm not in the Illuminati or nothing. I'm just a regular loser who's trying to make my way through life. So anyways, let's see here. I did keep on going, though. I kept on live streaming here and there, and I would sit down and I would live stream for 2-3 hours at a time. Sometimes I would do that. And if I wouldn't do it as often as I was doing it during that first month, and I sure didn't sign up for any PKs or any events. And so after that first month, I just, I saw a lot of people. I was just live streaming. And then I had a little talk with one of my friends on the app who was in the same agency as me, and she said, I asked her if, what would my agent think if I tried to come back, and she was like, oh no, he's cool, you should try to come back, and I was like, okay. And it still took me about 2-3 months before I finally actually came back. And it was one day while I was live streaming on the app on Bigo, and my agent he came into the live stream and he talked to me and he said, dude, you can make some money off this app. You just gotta trust me, and you gotta invest a little bit of money. And so I had some money in the bank, and so I decided I would go ahead and invest. And anyways, he talked me back into coming back onto the app, and it wasn't until I invested my money that I actually started learning. My knowledge on the app increased dramatically, and because now I had money invested in it, and I was paying super close attention to make sure I didn't lose any money. Now I have lost some money over the last few months, and I'll get to that a little bit later. And then in the first week in the first month or two, I invested $1,000, and then That's whenever I learned about the agency percentage, where you can't invest. Well, you can't gift. You got a certain number of hours you got to do every month. You got to go live every month, and there's a payout sheet that says, that you have to go this many hours, and you have to reach this certain tier, and the tier is how many beans you receive from your gifters. So I was like, okay, beans, gifters, and all that, and then I learned about trading, the business that is actually conducted, because I did not want to take part in this. To me, I thought it was dishonest, but I'm of the conclusion that it is not dishonest at all, and in a way it comes at our detriment, but it helps out Bigo. It helps Bigo out. It's actually good for Bigo whenever we do these trades, because it gets their money, onto the app. I mean, it gets our money onto their app. And I sort of look at Bigo now as kind of a bank. I have money invested in the app, and and I can pull the money off the app if I need to at certain times in the month. Usually I invest all the money right back into the app. So once it's invested into the app, in other words, once I'm making my trades, I gift somebody 10,000 beans. We call that a dragon or a box, and the terms are interchangeable pretty much. And we call it a box because after you drop 10,000 beans, they literally give you a box. A box pops onto the screen, a chest, a treasure chest pops onto the screen, and it opens up, and you get some additional bonus coins whenever you gift like that. Actually, it's whenever you get gifted. The person getting gifted gets additional bonus coins. So if I give somebody 10,000 beans, then then they come back to my live stream and give me 10,000 beans. And that's a payoff. That's an even trade. And with 10,000 beans, you can either be doing Bigo says we will give you 80% of however many beans you receive. They'll give you 75%. We'll give you 70%. We'll match the number based upon the percentage that they tell you that they are going to match it with. And it's so in the end, okay, you get up to a certain amount of beans, and that's called reaching a tier. And once you reach your tier, you get a paycheck based off of that. Okay, so you can reach your 30,000 beans, which is a tier. You can reach 50,000, 70,000, 100,000, 110,000. You get up into 200,000. There are people reaching tiers of 1 million beans a month. People reaching tiers. If you receive 4 million beans per month, you get a $32,000 They give you a paycheck for $32,000. So once you're making trades upwards into that big of numbers, and it's sort of an investment platform. You invest in Bigo, and they give you a paycheck. Number one, you get gifted the beans. Number two, and it doesn't matter how you get that gift. Okay, number two, you get gifted the beans, or you get gifted. It's by either making a trade or you get it organically. So you get beans organically, or you get gifted by making a trade. And number three, you get rebates. Okay, there's different kinds of events that pay out rebates, and there is several different kinds of events that you can sign up for. There's auto rewards, there is level ups, there is power rebate events, and the power rebate events are probably the best ones because you don't have to get, like with a level up, you have to make like 10,000 beans, 20,000 beans, 30,000 beans. If that particular level up says you got to make 10,000 beans, then if you make 9,000 beans, you don't get paid. You don't get it. You got to make 10,000 beans, and then you get a rebate. And that's called a level up. A power rebate says, oh, we just give you 80%, 84%, 90%, and it goes down to all the way to, I think, 60%. And they say, okay, we'll give, if you get 10 beans, we'll give you 60%. So that's 6 beans. They gift you, they give you a rebate of 6 beans. And each bean is worth like 2.1 cents or 2.5 cents, 2.5 pennies or something like that. And so we're talking lots of beans, but people throw beans all over the place oftentimes, and usually it's a test. They'll come and drop beans on you, and they're expecting, the hope is you don't have to give it back to them. It's a test. They are hoping that you will come back into their live stream and drop money back on them. And so even at that level, it's an organic gift, but they may or may not even care for your live stream. And in most cases, they don't care for your live stream. Nobody is actually producing a live stream that's actually that interesting. And from my experience, I haven't seen very many live streams that I'm like, oh, I'm going to sit on this live stream and listen to this. They're dropping some real truth drops right here. This is real intellectually stimulating conversation. Most live streams don't do that. Most live streams are, usually descend to bathroom humor and potty mouth people just, talking about all kinds of evil and sinning and all that. And let me see. So anyways, but that's not how I conduct my live stream. If you've seen a few of my YouTube videos over here, I have recorded some of my live streams and put them onto YouTube. And that's generally, I got a show right now. I have committed to a time every day where I go live. I go live at 5 CST. And that's also another very interesting thing with Bigo. You have to learn your time zones because people are watching you in different time zones. They need to know that if it's 3 o'clock where they are, it's 5 o'clock where you are. They need to know about Central or Pacific, Mountain Time, Pacific Time Zone, Mountain Time Zone, Central Time Zone, and Eastern Time Zone. America, United States, has 4 time zones. You need to know all 4 of those time zones. And then outside of America, it doesn't matter really because their beans, if they drop beans on you outside of the United States and Canada, their beans are only worth like 20% of what a bean is worth in the United States. So your bean is worth like 2 cents, like 2 pennies. Okay? It's like more like 2.1 or 2.5 or something like that. It's it's never like an exact number, but that's okay. Whatever. It is what it is. And but however, if somebody gifts you from like the Philippines or Nigeria or Ghana or some places over in Europe, then their beans, it's like your bean is like worth it. It's like $1. Okay, just for example, I mean like it's like $1. Your bean is worth your money is worth has $1 value. Their money is worth like 20 cents. So you do not want them gifting you unless you're willing to accept that, because the reason is because the beans, whenever Bigo counts the beans, they do not make they do not make a distinction between beans from the Philippines, for example, versus beans from the United States. They do not make the distinction initially. So they will tell you that you have 100 beans total, but let's say you got 50 beans from United States and 50 beans from the Philippines. Well, the beans from the Philippines are only going to be worth 10 cents. It's like 50 beans is worth like 10 beans from the Philippines. And so now all you got is 60 beans instead of 100 beans that you thought you had. So you don't want to get gifted from people like in the Philippines or outside where they operate with pesos and stuff like that. Mexico too, I think, is. Let me double check that. I don't think Mexico is in the yes, Mexico. Oddly enough, okay, so that's not true. Okay, pesos in Mexico are worth the same amount. You can get somebody in Mexico dropping beans on you, and that's fine. But somebody in the Philippines who also operates off of pesos, you don't want them dropping, because their pesos are not worth, are not the same thing as a peso from Mexico. It's all huge conversions whenever you get outside the United States. It's all not even get outside the United States. You start using this app, and you've got to know how beans convert. There's also another currency on here. Well, it's not another currency, but it's like the difference between a quarter versus a dollar. Okay, and the two forms of currency on this app is that's for lack of a better description. The two denominations, okay, is like a diamond versus a bean. Okay, a diamond is like worth 4 beans, so it's like worth $1, and a bead is like worth a quarter. For example, a bead is not worth a quarter, and diamonds are not worth $1. Okay, and I think the conversion is more like a diamond is worth like 8 beads, and a diamond is worth like 8 cents, and a bead is worth like 2 cents. So that's more close to what the conversion is. Okay. Let's see here. So you can convert your beads to diamonds, and whenever you convert your beads to diamonds, you have, let's say you got 200,000 beads. Okay, that is only going to convert to divide. 200,000. Divide that into 4. That's only going to convert to 50,000 diamonds. Whenever you convert to diamonds, and diamonds are what you use to buy gifts. You can also use beads to buy gifts, but with everybody, all the agents and everything, all the people on Bigo, we use diamonds. Everybody uses diamonds. We purchase diamonds, and then we buy gifts with diamonds. And then whenever they get to you, okay, you purchase a gift for 1 diamond, you get 1 bead. So that means that from the time it gets from me, the gifter, to you, it's worth 8 cents for me. The diamond is worth 8 cents, and the bead is worth 2 cents. So I give you a gift, and you get 2 cents. So that's you lose money right there, but you get it back whenever you get your paycheck. Okay, whenever you get your paycheck, you get 50. It's like 50%, and then you get gifted the beans. Okay, let's say you get spend $200 to buy diamonds. Okay, whenever you spend $200, that's going to get you 10,000 diamonds. Or wait, is that right? Yeah, 10,000 diamonds. 10,000 diamonds is going to convert to 10,000 beans. And 10,000 diamonds is worth $200. 10,000 beans is worth only about 50. So you've got to have approximately 40,000 beans to convert back to diamonds. To convert 40,000 beans is going to equal 10,000 diamonds. So approximately, okay, that's not perfect exact numbers, okay, because it actually is worth, 1 bean is actually worth like 2.1 or 2.5, like I said, 2.4 or something like that, 2.5 pennies. So you've always got, like, you're not dealing with exact I am not telling you exact numbers. So whenever you can, okay, so I've told you about diamonds converting to be, oh yeah, the paycheck, okay? Whenever you get the paycheck, you get a paycheck, and then you get a you get the gifts. You get a paycheck once a month, okay, and that's what you reached for your tier. And let's say your paycheck is, now I'm trying to figure out in my mind a way to explain this, okay. But anyways, your paycheck is, okay, let's say your paycheck is 50%, and then what you get gifted is like 25%, and then what they give you, what Bigo gives you in the form of rebates and auto rewards, okay, what Bigo gives you is like another 25%. So at the end of the month, technically speaking, you're you're back to where you started minus a few bucks. Okay, so if you started out with $200 at the beginning of the month, whenever you get your paycheck, you get your rebates, you get to keep all the beans you got gifted, you get all your auto rewards. Okay, you're back at $200. You're pretty much back at $200. You aren't actually making any money. I think the place where you make the most, where you actually make your money, is through organic support. That is where you make your money. Okay? And they do have some ways to get organic support. Okay? They also call it peer support. Okay? And they have raffles, okay, where you could say, hey, you know what? I will cash app you $200 so that you could buy your very own box, okay, if you enter my raffle and win. So let's say the raffle, you've got to reach a gift of 40,000 beans, and that's a box, okay? And then you gift the winner 1,000 beans, or 1,000. You gift the winner a 1,000 bean or diamond gift, okay? So you made money off of that. So that's a raffle. And let's see here. The other thing you can do, other than a raffle, is host a party, a panel, where everybody is just, I don't know, sharing beans with each other, and eventually, and you can leave if you're in a cool enough panel. You can leave the panel with a bunch of beans. Let me see. It was raffles, and there was one other kind of event that you could host. You can host all kinds of raffles. You could buy a pair of shoes and be like, hey, if you gift me enough beans, I will mail this pair of shoes to you. Okay? You could buy anything and say, hey, if you gift me enough beans, whoever gifts me the most beans or whatever, or whoever gives me a certain amount of beans, I will put your name into this bowl, and we'll pull names at the end of the live stream, and I will mail you, whatever gift I was trying to let you win. Now, I haven't actually done that yet, and I'm still, I'm probably way behind on where I should be with this whole thing, but I'm having way too much fun just going live, and I don't really need the money because I make a living off of driving for Uber, so it's not an issue of, I'm not concerned about making money on this app, as I am concerned about building networks and having positive relationships with business partners, and making sure that everything is cool between me and my agent. And the ultimate goal, by the way, the big goal on this app, by the way, is to start up your own agency and host your own family. And once you go long enough, you start up. You might be able to get to the point where you're hosting several agencies. You start up several agencies, and and I don't know if you can host several families or not. I bet you can, but you can become an agent, and then you could have several agencies that you run. And I mean, like, that's the big goal on the app. So if there's any questions, I'm going to go ahead and call this quits on the video. I'm not going to edit it. If there's any questions that you have still, ask them in the comments, and I'll look at it. I'll check periodically to see if there's any comments on this. So, okay, I'm going to get off of here, and I will talk to you later. I just got done talking for 31 minutes straight, and that's pretty much what I've learned about Bigo. So, yeah, if you want to make money off of Bigo, the final thing is you have to get people to gift you. And you don't really make any money off Bigo itself. Even when you're doing trades, you're not actually making any money. I've been doing trades now for 6 months. Ever since I came back from my hiatus. 7 months. It's July now. 7 months. And ever since I came back from my hiatus, and back in January, whenever I came back, I've been doing trades for 7 months now, and like, honestly, I haven't made any money. So if there is any money to be made off the app, I believe it's actually in your capacity to be able to get gifted organically, to be able to receive peer support. So that's just it. And I go live at 5 CST every day, and there it is.